Hello, hello everybody, Sean has the Gamer here, and today we're gonna be reacting to the Shadow Reader. Now, I hope his stuff is in English, because I wouldn't know what it'd say if it's not, because I only know English language, because that's my most known language. But then again, I do have you guys. And it looks like this man does creepypastas and stuff like that. But yeah, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting this. Now, shout out to Joseph Daniels. You gotta subscribe to my man. He actually asked if I can react to videos. Okay, you know what? Since I see it now, let's react to Barney Lost episode.
Let's go tell people they'll only pay for what they need with Liberty Mutual.
I hate this ad. You
Fine,
suffer with me.
New Triscuit Wheat Berry Clusters. A bite-sized crunch
What?
with plant-based fuel.
An ad attack? We ain't going down with that. No. Smile Dog Suicide Squidward. Why not just stream it? And since you're going to be
You probably remember the TV show Barney and Friends, which is still in...
Okay, that is a creepy picture of Barney. That actually scared me. I like his intro though. That's pretty
syndication, though new episodes haven't been produced since 2009.
Yep.
What a lot of people don't know is that the show was originally developed as a small concept that was only meant to have 10 episodes. The show was always surrealistic, with a large purple Tyrannosaurus Rex trying to project happiness onto a group of children who are alone in a building with no parents in sight. Well, the creator of the show is kicking around.
I like his voice. His narration is perfect. I like it.
With many different producers before the show aired on PBS. But with that being said, I still have absolutely no idea of how I got this tape in my possession. It was in a box of VHS tapes that had sticker markings, meaning it was ripped from TV off of one of those late night channels, meaning someone had probably casted it independently. I may upload it one of these days if I ever get my hand on a VHS tape converter. The episode does not start out normally. The children are outside of the main building and are going to meet Barney the dinosaur, but the door won't. The entire first 3 minutes are the children trying desperately to get into the building. They punch at the windows, grab at the door, and one of them even starts to cry. One of them gets a knife from next to the sandbox and tries to jimmy the lock. Eventually the door opens and they go inside. Where is he? The child actors, a collection of boys and girls of very young ages, varying in race, all seem visibly shaken. "Have you seen me?" is written on the walls in large cartoon letters. They seem to want to know if Barney is playing a trick on them, so they start to act as if it was a...
Okay, this getting great narration. I actually like this.
game of hide and seek. There are bottles of seemingly spoiled milk near the door. The school doors around them start to open and close like a set malfunction. Specifically, the door into the common area where the show takes place opens and closes twice, and an alternate...
Okay, the creepy music kicks in. I'm actually here alone in the dark. Hang on, guys. I'm going to turn on the light. You fucking kidding me? There we go. That's much more better. Now I don't feel like a scared little bitch. Look, I get scared when it's pitch black in my room with no lights, and it gets scary. Don't judge me.
Door, which is never seen on the show, opens once. The set is visibly cold as the children begin shaking. One of the kids looked really sad. "I think Barney's in trouble," one of them says. None of them say anything now. It's as though they're trying not to say something that's on the tip of their tongues, maybe for the sake of acting. There was an ant farm in the back wall and the blue clay pot in the shelf. One of the younger girls pointed out by saying, "Our ants are dead. We should just leave." Another girl points out a rotted, withering pumpkin where even the flies surrounding it are dead. Suddenly, a blood-curdling
Okay. Yeah, that's not normal. And I kind of want to see, like, more pictures that he would pull out. But also good narration, good. I like it.
scream is heard in the alternate hall. Four of the students run into the hallway, struggling and panicking behind stage, while a fifth runs over to the back wall and desperately starts ripping the children's drawings off of the wall. One is of a car crash, another a graveyard, and the third is a picture of a sick person in bed. The kids seem to be running behind the set forever until the unused corridor that was never seen in any other episode, at least as far as I know, seems to go on forever.
Okay, I know he's doing this. He's saying it, but also he does what I do. He kind of like stutters and almost like chokes on his words. I don't judge him.
It looks like either the creators reused the same set and had the kids run through the hall a dozen times, or it's just an extremely strange, overly long hallway. There is a limbo bar in the middle of the hall, and they all duck under it and keep moving. Somehow they end up in a closet. The camera jumps. The one child uses an asthma inhaler because he's visibly out of breath. There's a sixth child in the closet who is doing all the screaming. 6 paper skeletons. That's it. At this point, I thought maybe they were just doing a children's horror show. The kids grab the 6 skeletons, one for each child, and rip them up. One girl takes her purple sweater off. One of the children says, "I know where he is." And then the screen fades out. "We'll be right back" is shown with the picture of Barney, but he was looking downwards. He doesn't look like himself, and there's a visible rip in the fabric of the costume running up the left side.
Okay, yeah, this is actually getting pretty scary. He's really good. It's actually scaring me.
The only real creepy thing about it is how long this stays up, and the fact that the more I looked at it, the more I realized it was just an empty costume, propped up by maybe a broom or something. Back in the outdoors area, we see Barney laying on the side, gasping for air. There's something clawing from within him that looks absolutely disturbing. "Where were you?" One of the kids runs up and starts to hug him, but Barney pushes him off. "I was always here," he said. "You just never saw me until now." He's holding a balloon for each child. They go to grab one, but he releases.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for keep on changing the horror song music. It actually fits with everything that's happening. It's scaring me. And I'm a tough motherfucker to scare. I'm like a stone cold, solid, no breaking, no jump scared person.
Them, letting them drift upwards until the kids scramble to jump and grab them. "He's fading!" One of the kids become frantic. "I never taught you lessons," he said. "I just loved you. I only knew how to love you." The kids start to cry. He's fading! I believe in you, Barney." The kids all start to shiver, and Barney begins screaming frantically for them to move. Black cloth begins falling from the top of the set in pieces. "A part of you wants to hate me," he said. "I know that part of you. I see it. I can't resolve it. I can't teach you lessons, and I can't fix what's broken or human nature." Every time the camera cuts back, Barney's in a different suit. First a stuffed bear, and then a giant blanket with eyes. "I don't know who broke your hearts specifically, but someone did. And you grew up, and you had a family, but nothing ever changed since then. One of the children has now changed into an unkempt 30-year-old man in the same clothing using the asthma inhaler. Another of the kids become more frantic and starts trying to rip the costume head off, but Barney picks her up and violently throws her in the back set. For the duration of the show, she never gets back up. Barney then starts to cry, which is the only time that has ever happened on the show. "Won't you look at me? Please? Won't you look at me? You've never seen the real me." Barney's suit is now completely white, and he's only at half opacity, holding a ticking clock. I'm guessing the opacity is because they use a low-budget overlay. He takes the knife from the child's hand and physically cuts down the center of his clothing. Two cats crawl out of the suit and run off. The set goes very dark, and Barney's opacity begins to fade even more. "And remember, I will always love you." I'm not sure what the remains of the VHS tape are, as someone seems to have taped it over with amateur footage of a car crash.
Clap, everyone. I am definitely going to react to more of his videos. These are so great. Like, usually I'm an exaggerating little asshole and saying, yeah, this is so great. But this is actually fucking good. I fucking loved it. If there was one guy that actually kind of made me a little bit scared, you know what? The hell? I did not touch anything. I'm telling you, I'm not touching shit. Just kind of did it itself. And, you know what? I like it. It's everything a scary story should be. Thank you, Joseph Daniels, for actually mentioning this YouTuber to me. I'll make sure his links are in the description below. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.